Death Watch.
Okay, welcome back. So the party is still split up, and at the end of the session, Fenrith, Casimir, and Rohan, after exploring a large cavern and finding really nothing, they had found a pathway up in the northeast corner of that particular cavern and decided to go in that direction. And Graham, whilst traveling through some caves, had come to a locked steel door. And that was the end of the session. Graham had been having some encounters with bugbears. But we'll start with you, Graham, in front of this locked door.
Yeah, so I think I'll give it the once over, search it for traps.
Okay.
I think my search skill's been lacking. I haven't put points into it. See how we do. Rolled a 17.
Okay. You have not detected any traps.
But it is locked, so I'll start working, get out my thieves' tools, and start picking the lock.
Okay.
On that one, got a 22.
All right. So you set to picking this lock, and as you're doing that, as the things fall into place and you realize you've successfully unlocked it, you also hear a sound that sounds like it's echoing, and it's difficult for you to tell if it comes from beyond the door or somewhere behind you. And it's it's like a raspy moan is what it sounds like.
Is there any way I can focus my attention to pinpoint where it's coming from?
We'll say you can do a listen, and we'll determine it by that.
24.
Okay. So what you determine then, as you're focusing, and it's not ongoing, but you heard it. You're looking around, and you can see up above this door there is a small vent, for air, right? And so you're certain it came through that pipe. So that's about an inch in diameter. It's not something you could move through.
Is there a way I can I clasp the edge of it and do like a pull up and look through it?
Oh yeah, you could scramble up there.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. See what I can see.
So it's not too high above the door itself, and it is basically a small pipe pressed into the stone. And when you get up there and you peer into it, it's too small and too dark for you to see anything.
Okay.
But you can feel cool air blowing out of it. But
so has it been pretty warm?
Yeah. So, I think I had said before in a previous game session, but you're deep enough that now it's starting to heat up. So now, which, that's pretty deep, right? The temperature stays stable for quite a distance underground, but then it starts to heat up, and you're at that point. It's to where you can notice it, but it's not uncomfortable.
Okay.
But this air blowing out of this pipe is cool.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Elements. My suspicion is it's an undead, which is Grambane. But I want to go where it's cooler. Well, I'll see if the noise stops after a while before I continue my work on popping this lock open.
Okay. How long would you like to wait?
Until it's safe.
Well, so the lock is open.
So is this noise drawing closer as I'm waiting there? We'll say I'll wait 1 minute and just see what activity occurs.
Okay. Yeah, so nothing. You don't hear the sound again.
He probably went away. It's a fool's errand, but I'll try to open the door just a little bit and quietly if I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is, the hinges are well oiled, and it doesn't squeak or anything, and you're able to open it and peek, and that's what you see. Can you see?
Yeah, so I see a short hallway, 40 feet,
Yep.
ending in another door.
Yeah, another door much like this one. And the other thing that you see is there are pools of blood on the floor, but you don't. You see those with your blood tooth vision,
Oh, okay.
but with your regular vision, you don't. It looks like a clean floor. So.
Master said be aware of choke points. So I'm going to search the floor for traps.
Okay, go ahead and do your search into the tower.
I'll do 1 5-foot step at a time. And if possible, I'll try to avoid stepping in the blood.
Well, it's as you get into the room and you see the blood, it basically covers the floor.
Oh, okay.
But as it turns out, there are areas where other footprints, like one set of footprints, has already walked through it, and that area is clean of the blood that you're seeing.
Well, like a child that sees a trail in the snow, I'll match the footprints, but I'll stop and turn around and see if there's something I can put in the way of that door, maybe to keep it from closing from behind me fully. Is there any loose rock or...
Yeah, not in the hallway. Back outside there is.
Yeah, I'll go back out there and just put it where I think it'll stop the door from closing fully.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough.
And then I'll continue my cautious progression.
All right. So you're walking through here and following those footsteps that you see. And one thing you notice about them is that whoever this was, they walk with an odd gait in the sense that they put one foot directly in front of the other when they walk.
She's walking in heels. It's that
mimic
one
her.
lady.
You have to mimic her walk, or otherwise you're going to fall into a trap.
This is ridiculous. My hips are waggling like crazy. Good thing the other heroes aren't around.
Who's she trying to pick up down here? There's only bugbears.
They aren't heels.
Right,
Boots.
I just went with my immediate suspicion.
Anyway, so you're following those and you're keeping an eye out for traps, and you don't see any.
Okay.
It looks clear.
So what is this door very similar to the one I just passed through?
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
Well, here, Okay, I'll look that door over.
Right, so this one doesn't appear to be trapped either, but it is also locked. All right, so you're successful in unlocking that one.
Before I crack it open, I'll stop and see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Okay. So you got like your ear up to it, and you hear two things. First, because you're being so quiet and so focused, you can hear the sound of the air rushing through that pipe overhead, and you also hear a loud screeching sound from further inside, although not close, like the sound of metal being dragged across stone.
Oh, okay. Does it abate after a while? A short while?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll push the door open and peek through.
All right. So as you open up that door, you see a small room, square in shape and unadorned. There's nothing in it. And then there's a door heading north that's closed. This one is a wooden door, and it still looks, well made and well taken care of, but it's not like these ones you've been going through. And in this wide room, you see it's also covered with blood. And in the blood tooth vision, you can actually see some body parts laying on the floor, but not with your regular vision.
Well, what happened here? You got any ideas, Bloodtooth?
Death.
Oh, well, I knew that.
Look at how cleanly the limbs have been sliced. And it is like what
A razor.
Yeah, like just sliced right through. You got arms and legs, and you even see an ear and what you think is probably an eyebrow. There's a couple of scalps as well, bald,
What kind of weapon could do that?
I could,
You're right, you can.
if you'd practice more.
I don't like practice. It's kind of boring. Haven't you found that to be true?
Stay focused.
Oh, right. Okay. Looking for traps again. So yeah, I'll search
Okay.
as I go.
We'll just, you want to keep that search or do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever works best for you.
All right. So you can tell then that this door up ahead is trapped.
Oh man. What kind of trap am I looking at here?
It's a very, very well hidden scythe trap. So you notice it when you get to here because that's a pressure plate there. And it's just, you're very good. So you were able to notice it. But if you were to step on that, then you can look at the walls and see the opening where like a wide curved blade will sweep out and slice anybody up that steps on that plate.
Does that make Graham suspicious? Because if he can see that trap,
There must be one. Speaking of practice, Bloodtooth, I really should have worked on my disable device. I'll try to disable it.
Okay. You were looking for a DC 18. Oh, you got it. Yeah, you got it. So what you can do then, using your nimble rogue fingers is you can basically unhook the blade itself from the whatever's providing it tension. So like when you would step on that plate, nothing happens.
Okay. Well.
And this door is slightly ajar already.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what you see then is a long hallway.
Okay, I'll proceed, moving quietly, stealthy as I can down the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, so you pass a couple of sets of doors, or you pass one set and you come up to another one. And you can see that the hallway continues further on, but seems to end in a dead end.
Okay. So I'll move up to the northernmost door and look it over. Is this another of the wooden variety?
Yeah, it's a regular wooden door.
You want new search?
No, that'll be you don't detect any traps there either.
And does that appear to be locked?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's pop it open. They have a skill trick that I was reading the other day that I like where you can open a lock as a free action, but the way it's described as opening it is you just tap it.
like Fonz.
Yeah. with like the end of your dagger or something. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so you're able to easily unlock that door.
And I'm not hearing anything.
No.
All right, let's peek inside.
All right. So as you see there, as you open that door, there are two bugbears. Do you see them?
Yes.
Yeah. So each of them is leaning up against the wall, so they're sort of facing each other. They're holding their morning stars, sort of like, well, just leaning up against the wall next to them, really. They look really bored. They're not even talking to each other at this point.
They're just having a staring contest.
Nah, they're obviously like on guard.
Oh, okay.
It's just that, bugbears aren't known for their good guard discipline. So,
Well, I'll fade back into the hallway.
all right, go do a move silently. All right, yeah. So you pop, back out of there, and they don't seem to hear you. You don't hear any commotion from them.
Okay, that was the door that leads to certain death. So we'll go down to the door of safety
Okay.
and check all its particulars.
Right. Yeah. So this one's not trapped either, but it is locked as well.
Open lock.
Yeah. So you're easily able to open that one.
And peek inside.
So here you see a long hallway with doors on either side. You don't see any enemies.
Okay, let's sneak down to there, roughly 25 feet down.
Okay.
Oh, to the north is certain death again. 3 doors to the south. Which one do you favor, Bloodtooth?
So in this hallway, you don't see the blood pools like you were seeing before. Instead, you're seeing footprints, but of blood.
Where do they head?
They go into the last door.
Last door on the left. All right, I'll sneak down. I'll pause ahead of it, say there, to take a look at the spaces before the door. See if there's any more pressure plate traps.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't see anything, any traps.
What's this door like?
So this is just another wooden door. As you come up to it, you see that it's not even the kind that would have a lock. It's just a handle.
And do I hear anything on the other side of this one?
No, you don't.
Okay, let's peek inside.
Okay. Let me get this. All right, so you push that door open and see that this was a sort of like a forge at one point. You can see all the normal tools of that particular trade, although now all the fires are dead and all the embers have cooled. And it's hard to say when this room was used for that purpose last, but it's covered in blood and body parts all over the floor. These ones you're seeing with your real vision, not the blood tooth vision, not just the blood tooth vision, but also real. So there's just a powerful stench that assaults you right away as soon as you open up that door. So these corpses are a mix of elves and hobgoblins.
But nothing living.
Right. And then you hear the door down at the very end open, and a bugbear starts walking through.
Is that the door in the north or one of the southern set?
The one you came in.
Okay. Well, I will, if I can, if it's not too late, go fully into that room and see if I can find a place to hide in there. But failing that, just be quiet. Hide around the corner, maybe. Get ready to stab him.
Yeah, so like you hear that door open and you peek down and you see him step through. He's not looking at you, but you're able to, yeah, go ahead and move yourself in there.
Yeah, so we'll do something like that if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, so you duck in there and you're waiting and you're listening, and you can hear his heavy footfalls as he comes down the hallway. And like you remember the layout of that hallway, so you know once he's gone far enough that it's a sure thing he's coming to this room. So like that's what you hear now is his boots scraping on the stone floor in the hallway outside the door.
Well, nothing for it but to draw blood tooth and
Okay.
be prepared.
All right. So Rohan, Fenrith, and Casimir, this pathway that you took was pretty windy, but it didn't go for far. And now you found yourself in this tunnel, and it's widened out quite a bit, and the floor is smooth, and the ceiling is about 15 feet up. And so here you are. Nothing, you haven't seen or heard anything concerning so far, but this is where you find yourself.
All right. You want me to lead or you want to?
I can take the lead.
All right.
Let me see if I still have my spell. Yeah, I'm going to use my listening lore call spell.
Okay.
That gives me the ability to basically have blind sense 30 feet and blind sight 10 feet, I think it was.
Okay.
So I can sense other creatures at 30 feet and pinpoint them at 10, within 10, and then turn off my light and start moving forward quietly.
All right. So I guess I'll stick within about 30-ish feet. 35.
So do you want hide and move silently in the...
Yeah, if you want to.
Yes, I do. In the tower, or...
Yeah.
There's a move silently, and there's a hide. And I'm going to be doing it without my armor turned on, without the light turned on.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you go sneaking up in that direction. So far, you're blind sense hasn't detected anything yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll keep kind of moving my way forward, kind of corner to corner, and from there up to there.
Right. So once you've reached this point now, you've found a man-made wall with a wide door in it that blocks the path.
Okay. And there's nothing else I can see, huh? I guess I'll turn on my armor so I can see again and start looking at the door, checking to see if it's trapped in my... Let's see, did I... Oh, no one but a rogue can do that, can they?
It needs trap finding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make a play at it.
Well, you can find it if it's below a DC 20.
Oh,
It's just that most traps are above. Well, it's still worth a shot.
yeah. I'll give it a shot. See if I can find anything obvious. What is that, a search or...
Yeah.
You know, we should just skip the search and just roll disable device on everything. That way, if it's trapped, it's broken.
We like to absorb the damage.
Unfortunately, that's very true.
All right. Yeah. So you come up to this door, and
I vaguely mimic the things I've seen Graham do over and over again.
yeah. So you're
So you stab yourself in the chest.
you're looking to see if there's anything dangerous about this door, any traps or whatever, but you don't see any.
Okay. Is it locked?
No.
Oh man, he's gonna regroup with us and he's gonna tell us all how cool and awesome he was, and we're just not gonna believe him.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be one of those things where once he's back around us, he's messing up all the trap finding and not being as cool.
Yeah. He's been flawless so far.
No, guys, I'm serious.
I've used like 4 hero points to finesse that through.
That's what they're for.
That's true.
All right. So the door is not locked?
Correct.
All right. So once the others have kind of caught up with me, I'll motion everyone to turn off their armor light and try and quietly open the door and peek my head in.
Okay.
That's for quietly opening the door.
All right. So you quietly open the door and peek your head in, and you've got a large cavern with a tunnel at the end of it, and you don't
Okay.
detect any threats.
Okay. And I will slip through the door, and once I've made sure that there aren't any enemies, I'll open it the rest of the way for Casimir and Fenrith to come through.
Yeah, so you see this large room, and it's pretty much bare, although the floors were at one point worked flagstones and leveled out quite well. It's difficult to determine what this might have been used for in the past. It seems to have been empty for a long time.
Okay. So once I've signaled them, I guess I'll head across the room. The player in me wants to check for traps before I cross the room, but I don't think that would be in Rohan's wheelhouse right now. So, do I see a lot of tracks and dust or whatever coming through this way?
Yeah, you do. There is a lot of dust and dirt on the floor and tracks going this way and that.
Would dungeoneering cover, like, not allow you to find traps, but would it kind of give you the inkling that there are, like,
True.
traps here? Or not traps here, but, you know, that this
In
would be something
general.
that you would want to look for.
Brandon, would a knowledge dungeoneering kind of give me an idea of where I might want to search for traps?
Yeah, but I mean, so the way we would play it is you would say that you want to do that, and I would know that you want to do that.
Okay.
But since you can't, you wouldn't. So it's a role-playing thing. I mean, you're not going to find any traps.
Well, could he roll it to determine where a trap might be, right? Like a choke point, like Graham was saying earlier.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
And then we would just avoid the said area.
Yeah, I mean, we could say that, Graham might have said, yeah, people like to put traps in places like this.
Yeah, because so far the only traps I've seen really happen are indoors and
Choke
treasure
points.
chests and yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you've got that in your mind, and but you cross this cavern and you come to this other side and you see this tunnel that branches to the right, a little ways in.
Okay. So once the others are in this room and kind of up near where I am currently, then I'll start making my way down that tunnel.
Okay.
Once again, having the light of my armor shut off.
All right. So you step through here and move your way up to this spot here, and you can hear your companions following you.
So can the rest of the dungeon.
Yeah.
But yeah. So far, you haven't heard anything or seen anything.
But yeah, I'll just continue on down, trying to hug the walls. Because I know that they can see in the dark, but I can't. So, yet.
All right. So when you get to that point, Rohan, you detect something. Well, no, you don't. Never mind.
Okay, so I guess up to there.
All right. So when you've got this spell on, can you still see with normal vision as well? How does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, it just enhances my listening abilities. And so I basically have an echolocation within a certain range.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So when you get up to this point, you heard, as you were approaching this corner, you heard something moving down that south path.
Okay.
And then Casimir and Fenrith, when you guys get into that tunnel and you start to follow him, then all three of you noticed that there was like a sudden sensation of a breeze. Like first, as you step in, there wasn't a breeze, and then suddenly there is now. Right? It's like a little too sudden to have been there all along.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Almost like a door opening.
Well,
And letting in a
something
draft.
like that. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, something like that.
You guys forget to close the door? You're letting all the heat out.
What are we? Born in a barn?
Yeah. Where are your manners? Actually, some of us might have been born in a barn.
I don't think we even have barns. Probably just a corral.
Where do they keep them?
The pigs that Graham keeps stabbing?
Well, in fairness, he only stabbed the one. Or the mule that kicked him.
That we know of.
True. He might have been a serial boar stabber.
Okay.
All right.
So Rohan, you're looking at going north or south.
We heard something going from the south, right?
Yeah, you definitely heard something moving in that direction.
So if I kind of stop and focus on the sound while trying to ignore the clatter of armor coming up from behind me, can I tell whether it's like a living thing? Does it sound like walking, like boots on flagstones or something like that?
Let's see what you can tell here. You can't tell like what made the sound, but some things pop into your mind that it sounds like, and that would be leather scraping on stone or someone stepping on sand, something to that effect. And it was very brief.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have Casimir take the lead and start heading south. Tell him that there's something. I heard something down that direction.
All right.
Okay.
And as we start to head down that way, I'll take one quick peek around this corner up to the north.
So we're heading south, you said?
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to start heading south, I'll step up and clear this corner up here.
All right. So you step up to that corner and you can see it doubles back.
Okay. Yeah, just see if I can get just enough to make sure that there's no enemies directly this direction.
So it takes you up and it doubles back almost exactly. Doubles back. And so far from what you're seeing, it's just a narrow tunnel.
Okay. So yeah, then I'll follow Casimir down.
All right. So Casimir, this tunnel is pretty narrow. And as you're moving through it, it seems like the breeze is coming a little more strongly, which feels kind of nice because it is sort of warm down here. But you don't see anything as you move through that tunnel.
All right. Guess I'll keep going.
Okay. All right, so down here, you've reached the point where it starts to curve, and you can see that it's starting to head in a generally northern direction again.
Okay.
ahead.
All right. So we were heading. Is it northeast?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do Rohan's job for him here.
All right, Casimir, so when you reach this point here, now you see a wider cavern opening up ahead that's got at least one tunnel straight across heading in the direction you're going now.
All right. I'll move up to there and kind of look around, see if anything comes at me.
Okay. Do a spot.
Yes. Those. Casimir, what do your elf eyes see? Not a whole lot.
Okay.
Casimir's been closed-eyed the whole way through. You just paint eyes on your eye.
Dark in here. No, it's not. Just open your eyes.
You just travel by the sound of John.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you look out into this this wider cavern and you see a lot of paths headed off in just about every direction.
Yeah. So I guess I'll move out into here and I'll wait for Rohan and Fenrith.
Okay.
All right. So
I like to think that Fenrith causes other people to make just as much noise as him. So suddenly you're over there, clanking away.
and Boots of Elvenkind have suddenly gone the other way. They're tap shoes now.
You know, we
All right.
could just cause an avalanche whenever Fenrith needs to sneak.
True.
Okay. So are you staying back there, Fenrith?
I can't see anything. Once I run around that last corner, it's all black.
Step into the void.
How about now?
That's better.
How about now?
That's better.
All right. So Casimir's standing out here, and Rohan is heading out towards him. Fenrith's coming up from behind, and then so a javelin comes sailing out of the darkness and slams into you, Casimir, from up north
Joke's on him. This is a trap.
for 8 damage.
All right.
So, I mean, it's a javelin in the sense that it's shaped that way, but it's spear-sized. And so that's what you see, Rohan, as you come strolling out. You see a javelin sink into Casimir's back. So roll initiative.
I'm the opposite of those snipers that would wait for you to light your cigarette. I light my cigarette and wait for the sniper to shoot me. Then I
There
charge
he
him.
is.
Well, you gotta one-up me by one there, Fenrith.
I almost
All right.
rolled my max.
Because he's better than you by one.
Yeah, so Fenrith, you see that too. As you come around that corner, a javelin has struck Casimir, and now it's your move.
Move up to there and do a spot, or can I see that thing?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
I'm doing the, was it Invasion of the Body Snatcher scream pointing at him.
Yeah, so this is a big, ugly creature, probably about 9 feet tall, really skinny. It's got, I guess it's got like mottled green skin, but this particular one has nice equipment on. So, you can see an axe at its waist, although the size of his claws make it seem like an axe wouldn't be necessary. But it's a troll. You can tell right away by looking at it. It just seems to be better taken care of than you would expect.
Have we fought trolls before?
All right. I'll cast Righteous
No, I don't think
Might.
you guys have. You just had, seen him in that book you
Okay.
found.
I was going to say, it's kind of harsh for us to judge him if he's the first one we've met.
Okay, Righteous Might.
Yep.
All right. So what was it now? You got more of
So-
something from it?
This one increases my size and
Yeah.
strength,
Yeah,
constitution, and armor, and gives me
Right.
damage reduction.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's on you now. So you cast that spell, and I think that's it for your turn.
Yep.
Okay, Rohan, that brings us to you.
All right. So I'm mostly out of spells. So I'll target him and just do a full volley at him.
Okay.
Ooh. Did I crit?
Yeah.
I did.
Yes, you did. You got a critical hit.
All right. So this should be the crit.
Mm.
And then did I have any other hits?
Yeah. You got 2 more hits besides that.
Okay, so there's one. Ooh, that's horrible. That's decent. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so you send these arrows streaking in, and it howls in pain as they slam into him. And, black blood flies everywhere.
Then I'll take a 5-foot step back to try and get a little bit of cover by that corner.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Yeah, so he screams this bestial scream that echoes off of these cavern walls as he charges.
He gets for throwing javelins at people. It's just minding our own business.
Yeah.
That's what the boar was doing.
Now you know what happens to you next time.
So he or she, it's hard for you can't really tell. It doesn't even bother with the battle axe at its belt. It just comes out with these claws that are 2 inches long.
Because that would provoke an attack of opportunity from me, right?
No.
Now that he's large,
Who is?
I am.
Fenrith,
Oh,
he would threaten.
then
10
no,
feet.
because he would attack you instead.
Okay.
Let me get you off there and put you back on large.
No, Fenrith.
Yeah, well, I'm large too.
Oh.
So the troll's a giant type monster, so you're okay to judge him
Mm.
because you've encountered other giants.
Okay. So this one is doing better than other
Right.
trolls. Okay.
But brings up the point, what do we do about Fenrith now?
Because he's giant.
He
It looks like it's only given me a +4 strength, but that should be a +8, and the Constitution and AC should be +4 each.
I think it has the, what do you call it? The eroded version
Yeah.
as the default one.
The giants that we saw, most of them were pretty well equipped as well.
Really?
'Cause
Which one?
It was Mama Baga and them, and they were pretty well equipped.
Yeah. Necromancer too. Yeah. I was thinking about the first one we encountered, the hill giant.
Way back
Oh yeah,
in the day.
wasn't he like summoned?
Something like that. He
Something like that.
dissolved
Yeah, he
before I
disappeared.
could coup de grace.
Yeah. So in our minds, he was the aberration.
Mm. Hmm.
Okay. All right. So he rushes you, Fenrith, with his claw and does.
Is that still only giving me the +2 to AC or the +4?
whatever it says on there?
Okay, yeah, it looks like it's still only +2.
Okay. So that's his turn, and then that'll bring us to Casimir.
Attack opportunity. Wait a sec. No, I'm going to cast spells. Yeah, I'm out of its range. Alrighty. Let's go with mirror image first here. All right. So I succeed on my whatchamacallit. Oh, dang it. That didn't do what it was supposed to.
Ooh, that was a close one though.
There it is. All right. So 1d4 plus 2. Come on. Shadows. So 3 shadows. So I'll roll 1d4 on 1 if I get hit.
Okay.
All right. That's my turn.
Fenrith, that brings us to you.
All right, I'll just full attack. I'll free action activate my haste boots.
Oh,
All right, that's a hit. You got a hit,
How much of it is
a miss, and then another hit. So 2 hits.
it showing? How much of it's fire and how much of it is physical?
It handles that.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the fire's not showing up.
I think it's just all.
Yeah, it is. It's got his fire damage on there.
Okay. Oh, there it is, yeah.
Doesn't matter. We all know the only way to kill a troll is to find a puddle a couple inches deep and hold its nose and mouth underwater.
Yeah, that's the best way. All right.
To beat them so badly that they won't regenerate and wake up for like 10 years.
I remember doing that as well when we ran it. I seem to also remember using like a candle to burn one or something like that.
Was it 1 point of damage per turn or something?
Yeah, like we beat them senseless so they wouldn't regenerate and then slowly burned them with a candle until they actually died.
That's what happens when you don't have torches and alchemical fire and fireballs.
Yeah, it was like prestidigitation or something like that. What a cantrip that dealt 1 point of fire damage around. All right. So is it my turn, B?
Not anymore.
You send him into flashback mode.
One day you're going to wake up and he's going to have walled your entire house in.
Okay. Yeah, Rohan, your turn.
All right. So I still don't see any other enemies, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So I'll continue targeting this one and do a full volley. 4 arrows. So, wow.
So
Is that only 1 hit?
2 hits and 2 misses, I guess.
Wow, that's... Alright, so the 2 hits.
Okay.
Alright. And then on to Casimir.
All right. Attack opportunity on me.
Well, it's
The troll.
yeah, it's the troll.
Oh,
Sorry, Justin screwed me up. It's all his fault.
I don't see him on the combat tracker. I thought I was
Oh,
passing
okay.
it to Casimir.
All right, so this troll will redouble his efforts against Fenrith here. Yeah, so he'll do a full attack on you. Just 2 claws and a bite. So he hits with claws, misses with his bite.
I don't remember, do these things have rend?
So he does a total of 22 damage to you, Fenrith. And now it's Casimir's turn.
All right. Now attack opportunity on me.
What are you doing?
I'm moving up to the troll.
Oh, okay.
He can choose not to take it.
Yeah, he'll choose to take it.
Oh. All right. All right. So he's going to hit a shadow if he hits, which is a 12.
Okay.
And then I will.
So a 12 would hit your shadow, you said?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so that takes 1 down.
Okay. And then I will attack, and I'll power attack. I'll -5 from the attack.
All right, so that's a miss.
All right. And that's my turn.
Okay. Brings us back to you, Fenrith.
Alright, I'll continue to full attack.
All right, so it's 3 hits. All right, yeah, so you slice into him 3 times, and he screams and staggers back. You can tell that like his wounds are stitching themselves back up, but not where the fire has hit him, which is not a surprise. I mean, you've read about trolls in the book. Anything else for your turn, Fenrith?
I think that'll be it.
Okay, Rohan.
So seeing him drop, I'll move to kind of the center of the room and then take the rest of my turn to listen for any other enemies that might be coming.
Okay.
If I can hear anything over Fenrith.
All right, you do not hear any more enemies approaching.
Okay. That will be my turn.
Okay. All right, so this troll, let's see, what's its skills here? All right, so this troll will stand up and try to get away. So it'll provoke an attack from Casimir and Fenrith. Okay. And that bring us to Casimir.
All right. So it's still stitching itself back together?
Yeah, you can see its wounds healing.
Is
Some
it
of them.
downed right now?
Yeah.
Can I coup de grace?
Yeah.
All right. Can I do power attack with a coup de grace, or is it a little too cautious and aimed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll -5 from it and give the old attack. So, how's that work? Are we rolling the critical on this, or because that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I thought you just. I don't know why I have it in my head that you just do the maximum damage that you could do.
Yeah, you roll a critical hit, and that becomes the basis for their fort save or die. So it's 10 plus
No.
whatever the damage dealt is.
Yeah. Well, I guess that won't quite work then for trolls. So I was just hoping to deal way more damage, and
Well, I mean, it'd still take the damage, right?
yeah, okay. Just keep it down longer. Let Fenrith saw at it. So that's like 48 damage if we're just doing max.
Did you find the rule for it?
Yeah, so you just automatically hit and score a critical hit.
Okay.
So you roll
Yeah, so
critical
roll
damage.
Critical damage.
And then it would make a fort save against 10 plus the damage dealt or die. A rogue gets their sneak attack damage. Although you do provoke when you do that.
Don't take it, Fenrith.
Right. He is a giant now. He's got a...
Why you hitting my bro? So yeah, that's my turn. I'll just kind of...
So what was the total damage?
31. Yeah, so I'll just kind of, put the trident into the base of his neck or something like that and just kind of
Yeah. Okay.
wiggle it around.
But what a troll automatic or instantly converts that to subdual. So I mean, I guess you could just ape that for I want to knock a dude out, right? Just like coup de grace, but you just do the same fort save, 10 plus damage dealt, because they don't really have good mechanics for
Make it where you
incapacitating.
have to use a sap or something.
Yeah, something that can deal.
Or a garrote that isn't a wire one. I always wanted to use one of those. Problem is it's strength based.
Oh yeah,
But rogues get their you get one of them lock-in ones, and rogues get their sneak attack on that stuff.
Okay. Where are you?
Well, they do have a rend.
What do they got to hit with?
If they hit
Claw
with claws.
claws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fenrith, that brings us to you.
All right, so now that he's staying down, I'll switch to Burning Hands.
Okay.
Do you want me to... And does he even get a reflex? Or just
No.
roll damage?
Well, just roll the damage. Okay. All right. So that we'll just say that's enough. You keep doing that, and he's not going to get up. So effectively, you've destroyed this troll, burned it to a crisp. So there you are.
It was probably an ally of the bugbears.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hey, it struck first and didn't say anything.
Maybe that was its greeting.
It's a bad
What?
greeting.
You can tell
Standard
by
troll
looking at-
greeting.
It's equipment that was made by the same people that armed those elves you've encountered and
Oh, if he's
the
got
bugbears.
the exploding armor. I'm going to step a little bit away.
It's not quite the same material. It's just crafted the same.
Okay.
All right. So, anyone got any suggestions on our direction here?
Well, troll
Do you want
the
to
north, right?
scout each of these paths a little bit, Rohan? Maybe
Yeah,
go 30, 50 feet in and just get an idea of if they continue.
I suppose I could. And maybe, take a round to listen, see if there's any sound coming from any specific direction.
Because I might be able to help with that.
All right, Game Master. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down this bottom part, and then it looks like they kind of branch off at regular intervals up north.
Do you want those in the tower, Brandon?
Yeah, but it's fine. You don't hear anything, Fenrith.
Okay.
And neither do you, Rohan.
All right, so 30 feet down, we'll go down to that next corner, and then oh, there's not a corner there.
Yeah, so these are just like mine shafts, actually, and you can see the evidence of the tool use along these walls. And, it's hard to say how long ago it was, but you can see that that's definitely what these passages were. It was just them making inroads along a vein maybe, or just looking for another one. And so these ones, like the ones Fenrith's in and the one you're looking in, Rohan, really short.
Okay.
Like they're plenty wide, but they're really short. You got to be hunched over to get down there. Okay. Yeah. So you're looking at all those and you still haven't, you've been listening. You haven't heard anything since that troll attack. But now we'll go back over to Graham. And Graham, that bugbear, was walking heavy footsteps down the hallway, and you'd heard him stop in front of that door. And then you, like, never mind. The door opens, but you're hiding right there beside that door, and he doesn't step into the room. He just opens the door.
Well, I'll be happy to wait there.
Okay. Yeah, so after a few moments, I mean, you can't see him, so you're not sure what he's doing, but after a few moments, you hear a grunt, and he closes the door again, and you can hear his footsteps passing off down the hallway.
Does it seem like he's going back out the door he came through? Or is that after I wait a while and listen?
Yeah, you can't, do a listen.
Oh.
Yeah, so you just stop hearing his footsteps, really.
Well, I'll count to 60 and then I'll start kind of looking around this room, see if there's anything interesting.
Okay.
Look through the corpses and in any containers.
All right. Go ahead and do a search. Right, so you don't find anything interesting besides, the pile of body parts in the floor and the blood. There's no explanation for why they're in that state or what happened. But there's a table that has like some, partially made weapons on it. It's all really old. You don't see anything of any value.
Okay, after I complete my search, I will cautiously try to go back into the hallway.
All right.
Just right out there and look around.
Yeah, so this hallway's empty again.
I'll make my way down to the next door.
Let's see. Hang on. Oh, okay. Let me do a roll for you here. What?
Oh, it's a good thing I don't have the bag of holding, as Casimir has pointed out, because I'd be filling it with body parts.
So Graham, as soon as you step out into that hallway, you're about to set off back down the way you came, when by chance you feel a slight tickle on the back of your neck. And when you turn around, it's like there's some odd sensation where warmer air is breezing towards you against the cool breeze that you had been feeling coming from this wall at the end of the hallway.
Oh, I see. My elf ears prick up, and I turn around. I'll go inspect the end of the hall.
Yeah, so do a search check in the tower. Right, so you can detect the almost imperceptible imperfections in the stone here that are allowing that air to come through. So you can tell that there's something behind this wall.
I'll try to find some way to open it if I can.
Yeah, well, you do. I mean, that's part of your search. Like you're looking at it and you know there's something behind there, and so you look for a way to open it. And unfortunately, it's only meant to be opened from the other side. But knowing that, if you did a disable device well enough, you might be able to override that limit on it.
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, so you're not successful. There's steel rods that are hinged, and the hinged only goes the one way. You're able to get your fingers in there and work it out towards you more than you ought to have been able to. Definitely more than you would have been able to when this thing was new. But over time, where those rods are seated in the stone is worked loose a little bit and provided more space than it ought to have. So you're able to get it open a little bit, but not all the way. And so now when you're looking at it, the choices available to you would be to use brute force, through leverage of some means or, whatever. Or if you got a high enough escape artist, then I'd say you think you ought to be able to squeeze through there.
Well, I haven't done much training in that. I suppose I could hope for a lucky roll.
But there are also blacksmithing tools that might assist you in that room. So those are the options you have available.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll go find a suitable tool and then see if that will give me any success.
Yeah, so basically, because you got it open enough and you studied it and you understand how the device works, and you just need to use some strong pry bar sort of thing to get the leverage just right so that you can tap out the pin that's holding that hinge on there.
Okay.
And you're able to find tools like that in there. So I'll just add a bonus to your roll.
Is that going to be a strength?
Well, that you could do a strength, or you could just have a bonus on another disable. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll definitely take the disable.
All right.
One more of those, please.
All right. So you pry that panel open enough that you can reach the where the bar is joined with the other part of the hinge, and you can see that there's a pin there, and you're able to get this other blacksmithing hammer and tap that pin out. And so this panel swings free and opens that room to you. But it is really loud when it finally gives way, and that hinge flies across this room here, and it hits something that you're sure is made of wood, but also sounds like a musical instrument, because a bunch of different musical tones, they're like blasphemously loud in the silence. Right. Anyway, this is the room you find yourself in. So you come in. Let me get you. So yeah, you step through there, and you're on the back side of a very expensive, well-made couch, and in a very expensive room. This is like a lord's room. It's got chandeliers up on the ceiling hanging down. There's at least 5 of them. There's an enormous bed, and you can see across the other side of the room, there's this, well, it's a piano, but it's enormous. And that's what got hit by that piece of metal when it flew itself across the room.
I suppose I disabled this door that I won't be able to close it behind me.
Well, you could bluff.
Oh,
yeah, like you could get the panel back in place and just try to get it close enough that someone's eyes would just slide off of it if they weren't looking real careful.
Disguise. Put a hat on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if bluff is the best way. You could try to rig it so that, someone might not notice it.
well, it's worth a shot.
Now we're back to slapstick Graham. He just knocked a door off its hinges, and now he's like trying to make it look nice again.
I'm just gonna. Hopefully, they don't notice the fingers as I hold it in place or something.
What skill do you think that you have that might?
I don't know if there's any good one. You could just do a stat roll.
Yeah,
What was your profession again?
I don't have a profession.
What?
hero.
Could be a hero craft.
Yeah. You could also roll like another disable device to attempt to lock it back in place,
Yeah, that.
effectively breaking the door again, but like permanently or something.
Yeah, it is. I guess you can rig things to appear whole, but they'll fail. That's kind of what it would be.
Yeah, so what we'll do then would be a intelligence check, and I'll give you a synergy bonus from your disabled device.
What's that? +2? Is that what they usually are?
Well, yeah, we'll give you 4 plus 4. So, okay. So you wrestle that panel into place just as you start to hear these bugbears come out of this hallway or into the hallway. And you can sort of see them as they step in. They haven't quite looked at you yet. But, you see them step through just as you get this, stone panel wrestled into place. And then you don't know if it's going to work or not.
Do I have to stay there to keep this whole contract? Well, then
No.
I'll try to find some place to hide in the room.
Okay.
Maybe underneath that big bed.
Yeah, so you could easily fit there underneath that bed.
Yeah, I'll just lay low for a little bit.
All right. Yeah, you do hear, as you're laying under that bed, you hear some bugbears get to that door into the forge, is what it sounds like to you. They don't sound close enough to be right at the end there. And you hear them talking to each other. One of them's like, what was that? And the other one's like, I don't know. Well, they said we better find it. Well, what are we supposed to find? I don't know. There's nothing here, right? And then the door opens and you hear one of them retch a little bit. And then they slam the door and you can hear them stomp off in the other direction.
Okay. Well, after a full 60 count, I'll deem it safe enough to come out and start browsing the room a little closer.
All right. So you've got this room with this expensive marble flooring, and this musical instrument that you hit is enormous. I mean, you can tell by the scale. It's massive. And you can just tell by looking. I mean, it's got gold all over it, inlaid in it, and scroll work and everything that it would have cost a lot of money. And this room is clean and free of dust and spider webs and cobwebs, right? This bed is well made. And recently there are two there's two statues next to this other door to the north, sticking out of the wall. They're gargoyles. And there's another two over here guarding this wardrobe down on the bottom. And there are these two really large treasure chests at the foot of the bed.
Well, we're going to have to take a look in those. No way around it. Let's search them for traps. But I actually do kind of want to walk up first to the southern set of gargoyles and inspect them or search them at a distance for traps. So I have to be within 10 feet.
Okay.
Maybe not that close.
All right, so you're going to go inspect these for traps. All right, so do a cert or a spot in the tower. Okay. You don't detect any traps. This wardrobe is about 15 feet tall. And, each of the two doors that would swing out is, they're bigger than you. It's huge. And it's got gold and jewels all over it and expensive scroll work and carvings and art, things of that nature. I mean, it just looks like a obscene expenditure of wealth. And so you're looking at that and you don't see any traps, but you do, after you're satisfied that there aren't any traps, you see the gargoyle on your left closest to the bed. Its eye moves just ever so briefly. Like you look, you snap your head back to it and it's just a statue again, but you saw its eye move for sure.
Everything looks perfectly normal here. I guess that's a bluff.
Okay. All right.
So I'll take a few steps away and act like I'm getting into the chest, but I'm going to pull blood tooth out.
All right.
Ever so slowly.
Okay. Yeah, so you go towards that chest and you go to open it, but then you go to pull blood tooth out, but he's already in your hand. But that's where we'll stop for the night.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks, man. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks, B.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, you bet.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.